Good evening, YouTube. It's been a little while. Thought I'd drop in here. I'm presently sitting in one of the two designated smoking areas at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge in Orlando, Florida. It's an amazing place. It's super awesome. They keep it exceptionally immaculate. Enjoying some Glenlivet scotch with some Saddle Pipe Club plum pudding in my Moretti reverse calabash. I wanted you to see this. How much they don't like construction sites at Disney but want to keep their place nice. They have men, it's midnight here, you can't see, but right by that orange cone in the dead center there, right behind it is a man painting the fire curb with a fresh coat of red paint by flashlight. And there's another guy right over there doing the same. So they've been coming here the last couple nights and slowly repainting the curb by flashlight with no work lamps and no barricades, just hand rolling with little either helmet mounted, head mounted flashlights, or this dude's actually using his phone, painting it by the light on it, the flashlight on his phone, until the job's done. Pretty amazing. It's a neat place. My family is here. With them from via a granted wish from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which my oldest son is a wish kid, and this was his wish. Was a trip to Disney World, which is a long way from us. So I live in Oregon, where it's humid-ish, you know, we kind of have like that sort of English climate that's kind of really mild, but a little bit of everything. A little wet, a little dry, humid, whatever. Not too extreme of anything. So we have some humidity. Like if you live in California, Oregon's humid. But man, Florida is killing me. I'm drowning in the air here. Well, I'm drowning in my own sweat, which the moisture in the air is causing me to excessively perspire all the time. It's nighttime now, so it's not too bad, but it's hot, and it's been above 90 degrees every day we've been here. But it's been a lot of fun, and had some really good time with my kids. It's a nice temperature out to come smoke a pipe right now. It's my first one this week. I'm enjoying. We get to be here for 7 days, so we leave on Saturday. It's hard for me to be sleepy because it's midnight here. It's 8 minutes after midnight, but where I'm from, it's 9 o'clock. So, I've been going to sleep pretty late, and then getting up kind of late. Even my kids do, which means we're not getting to parks until we're not getting to like the Disney parks until 12:30 or 1. we've still been able to do everything we wanted to do because we are on a Make-A-Wish trip, and so we have these buttons, these blue buttons that say Make-A-Wish on them, and these special Genie Pass at Disney that pretty much it gets you. It's just an unlimited. If you've ever been to Disney, they have this new like Fast Pass program where you can pick Fast Pass times to go in a shorter line on the rides. And we just pretty much get Fast Pass everything all day long. And then even then, we don't have to wait in line because we have a wheelchair. So my son's in a wheelchair. And so we get Fast Pass every single line, and some of those we even just get special treatment to go to the front of that line. And so rides that people are waiting 55 minutes for, when I check them on the app, we only have to wait 5-6 minutes for. And so in a half a day at Magic Kingdom, we rode pretty much everything that we wanted to ride, and did all the stuff we wanted to do there. And my son had a great time, and rode rides and did fun stuff, and saw the fireworks. We closed the place, and so we've been going to the other parks as well. I think we just have Animal Kingdom left to do, I think, and I'm not sure if we're gonna make it to Epcot. We just don't have time. It's so much park at Disney World. It's so big. It's so big. Please don't come here unless you have somebody with experience help you figure out what you're gonna do when you get here and plan it in advance, like your itinerary. It's so big. You can't do it all if you don't have a system in place. We thankfully had people set it up, much of it up for us. But I have noticed, when you have a kid in a wheelchair, you tend to get an 8-year-old in a wheelchair, you tend to get a lot of stares in general, no matter where you are, especially from other kids that are that age. But I think when people waiting in an hour-long line see somebody, a whole family, 5 to 7 people that are with me, get to kind of just roll up and just go in like on a VIP status without any waiting in front of them when they've been waiting almost an hour to ride. I feel like some of those stares sometimes are a little bit of a frustration for people. And I kind of don't blame them in one sense, but I know I was thinking, like, if I was here and I was waiting with my kids on a trip that I paid a lot of money for to come here because it's expensive. And we were waiting 30, 40, 50 minutes, 60 minutes, to ride Space Mountain, and some family of 7 people just rolls up and rides it in front of us. And they literally just walked in, they've waited no minutes, just the minutes it took them to walk to the actual ride from the entrance. I can see that could be a little frustrating. But I hope, and I'm going to assume this about everybody, but if this has ever not been true of you, just take it as something to think about. I haven't shared on YouTube what my son has gone through, but it's significant enough that we were eligible for the Make-A-Wish program. And the Make-A-Wish Foundation went through a lot of trouble to grant us this wish. However, we're having a wonderful, wonderful time. My family's having so much fun. It's incredible. It's great. We get 7 days here. I would give every single minute back for my son to have not have gone through everything that he's been through in the last year. every moment of excitement and anticipation of this trip, every minute that we've been here, every ride that we've ridden, every memory that we've made. I would, without hesitation, give back for him to recover all that he's lost. So I guess what that means is, I imagine that is the same attitude, that's the same heart that pretty much every family attending a theme park like Disney World or Disneyland or what have you has going through their mind when they're cutting in front of you in an hour-long line for a ride that they're going to wait 3 to 5, 6 minutes for, that they would give every single moment back to recover what their child has lost and their family has lost. And I've paid nothing monetarily to be here. And to get to cut in front of you in line. They don't even ask me. We don't even have to scan our fast passes. They just see the badge we're wearing and we just walk through. We don't do those little magic band things. We don't have to mark the rides we go on. They just see it hanging on my neck and they say, "Come on through," and they put us to the front of the line. It's amazing. Such that we covered the ground that in half a day at the Magic Kingdom that most people have a hard time covering in a full day when you get there when it opens and leave when it closes. Because we just don't have to wait for stuff. So all I want you to think about is, if you've ever been one of the people in those lines, maybe this is true of nobody and it's just in my head and I'm just being paranoid about people's looks at us, stares that as we walk by them and take what might have been their seat on a ride. And if you've ever been one of the people in those lines, watching a family with those blue buttons, those blue Make-A-Wish buttons, walk by you, or Disneyland with that blue Aladdin's Magic Genie pass hanging off their neck, and your first thought has ever been, "I paid so much money for my family to be here. It is not fair that these people get to just walk in front of me when they've paid nothing." Becoming a Wish kid, the wish is free. Becoming a Wish kid is not free. And I would implore you to consider that the cost is more than you would ever be willing to bear. It's more than I would wish you to bear. I would pay more than you paid to come to Disney World to not be eligible to come to Disney World by Make-A-Wish by that means. I would pay more than you paid to come here, for my family to not be eligible to come here through Make-A-Wish. The reason that they get to cut in front of you in line and they get to go without waiting and get the VIP treatment at a place that people pay thousands of dollars to hang out at for a few days with their family and wait in long lines, is not because they wish to do something for free. It's because they're making an experience under the premise that this time next year that child might not be here. They get to do everything that they want now on this wish, because in a year's time, this time next year, that child that you're watching cut in front of you might not be alive. That's the truth of it. Next year, their family might be celebrating the memory of going to Disney World or Disneyland or wherever they were walking in front of you and getting things that you think you should have got. They might be celebrating the remembrance of that with grief over the loss of that person that they celebrated that time with, that they experienced that with, being gone. So this is what's going on in my head as I come to the place they say where dreams come true. It's incredibly fun and we're having a fantastic time. It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because of the reason for which we're here. I'll try to assume the best that I think everybody, the thousands of people, you know, at whatever park we're at yesterday or tomorrow, I'll try to assume that they understand that. But if you've ever been a person in that position, and you happen to not, I don't know, maybe you are part of the YouTube pipe smoking community or the Facebook community of pipe smokers, and you might see this and ponder a little bit, smoke a pipe over it. The Make-A-Wish Foundation gives experiences to families who would gladly give those experiences back to recover everything that their son or daughter has lost to their illness and everything that they may lose in the coming months or year. I hope that's not too morbid. It is a little bit morbid, sorry, but it's real. It's not morbid for morbidity's sake. It's realistic. It's definitely a thought worth pondering over a bowl of good tobacco on a cool, humid Florida night. And with that, I wish you all grace, peace, and pipes.